Hi, my name is Fred Dodson, and I'd like to talk about the power of acting as if. The power of putting yourself in a state of your wish already being fulfilled, okay? Of physicalizing, not just visualizing, but physicalizing the goal or the intention that you want to manifest. I've used this technique all my life with outrageous success, frankly. So this started about 20 years ago when I started giving seminars to people. And I put ads out, okay? And I wanted to fill my groups, but I wasn't getting any students. In fact, in the beginning, I got no students at all. So what I did is I used my method of acting as if, or physicalizing, and I booked a hotel room as if I was going to have students. And in that hotel room, I'd prepared these worksheets for the students. I handed them out. I got a microphone, and then I started presenting, started moving in that reality. And if any hotel employee had looked into the room, he would have said, "What's going on here? What is he doing?" And one hotel employee actually did look, and he said, "Are you okay, sir?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm rehearsing. I am rehearsing." And that's what reality creation works like. It's a rehearsal for the real thing. If you want the real thing to happen, you gotta rehearse it. You gotta feel the reality and truth of it today. Not tomorrow, not someday in the future. Anything you want in life you can have if you can bring it into the now. The problem with most of these manifestation and goal setting methods and techniques is that they create a split between the now and some future. And it's this split that can cause unhappiness. Why? Because it always assumes that something better is out there someday. It's never today. So the more goals you set, the more out of touch with your power in the today, in the now, you feel, unless you don't create that split in the first place and bring everything you want into the now, into the today. So when you're visualizing your goals, which you should do, you're not visualizing them in order to make something come true later. You're visualizing them in order to feel them right now, in order to be happy right now. Either you're a success right now, right here, or you're not a success at all. Why? Because only success attracts success. Only success attracts success. So paradoxically, you have to be a success in the first place in order to have more success. And that's why by the law of attraction, or the law of resonance, or the law of correspondence, or whatever you want to call it, the rich always get richer more easily, and the poor stay poor more easily. You attract much more easily what you already are. Now, I did this experiment in the hotel room with 10 fake participants, okay? And I could have made it even more real by sitting down some dolls there, putting some dolls into the seats, but I didn't do that. And what happened was that for the next 7 years or so, I always had around 10 participants in my courses. And I was wondering why. I'd forgotten what I'd done, forgotten my great physicalization experiment, and there were always around 11, 10, 9 participants in my courses. And once I remembered and realized that, I had to expand my reach a little bit and say, okay, I'm ready for 20, 30, 40, 50. Meanwhile, I've had seminars with up to 500 participants, which is quite enough for me, okay, for now. I used the same technique when I was looking for love, somebody to marry. The first thing I did is prepare my house in the assumption that that person would soon come into my life. Okay, I stopped living like some kind of student or single. I started cleaning up. I started shaving, smelling good again. And I always set the table for 2 every night. And when I sat having dinner, I always looked her in the eye. I looked over to her. I talked to her. When I went to bed, I kissed the pillow beside me. And for any outside observer, I was kissing a pillow. But in my imagination, I was kissing her, whispering into her ear. And I did this for about 2 weeks, and she appeared. Why is that so? It's because anything you already are, you start magnetically attracting into your life. It's really as simple as that. Anytime something feels normal and natural to you, as if it's already true, you start attracting it into your life. It's like a fundamental absolute in the universe. And it's good news, actually, because it shows you can be, do, or have anything you want if you can fully identify with it and play it out, act it out. So, I'd like you to try out the power of acting as if. And one of the best ways to do that is by writing down something you want and then writing down the actions you've been taking so far to get that. Those are actions toward your goal. Those are not the actions we're talking about here. And then you make another list and write down actions you would be taking if the goal were already manifest. And then you compare the two and you notice the discrepancy, okay? And just for a week or two, you stop taking actions toward your goal. You start doing things toward the goal, and you start doing things from the perspective of your wish already fulfilled. So let's say you wanted to lose weight or something and you kept going to the gym, working out like crazy in order to lose weight. You'd stop that for 2 weeks. Okay, you just quit. And you'd ask yourself, what would I be doing if I were already slim? And on that new list you might have, well, I'd actually buy pants in this size. I'd go to the beach, sunbathing. I'd feel good when I wake up in the morning. I'd actually wake up like this, feeling like this. And you do those things for 2 weeks and then watch what the effect is. Okay? So you learn that there's 2 types of actions. There's actions toward the goal and there's actions from the goal. And I'm not saying all actions toward the goal are wrong. If you lack the confidence in reality creation, in the power of belief, then actions toward the goal are your best bet. Okay? Or there is something in between. So there's actions toward the goal and actions as if the goal is already true. And in between that, there are actions in preparation for the goal coming true. So you're planning for the best. that's still a little bit better than actions toward the goal. Okay, so you could ask yourself, if this version is too high for you, you could ask yourself, what would I be doing if I were 100% certain that my goal is going to come true soon? Well, I'd be preparing for it. Or as they say in colloquial language, if you build it, they will come. Okay, if you build that stadium, people are going to come. If you build that project, that business project, it's going to attract customers. Build it and they will come. So, once again, the three actions are actions toward the goal, which are okay, but fairly weak. And then there's actions in preparation for the goal in 100% certainty. And then there's actions, magical actions, as if the goal were already true. So you can have a lot of fun with this. If you enjoyed this presentation, check out my website, realitycreation.org. My name is Fred Dodson. Thank you very much.